Hi everybody, this is Dino Chris from Prehistoric Facts, and this is an answering questions episode. Only one question today, so let's actually get right to it. John from South Sioux City, Nebraska, actually says the marks on Majungasaurus's bones, are said to be evidence of quote unquote cannibalism. But couldn't those marks indicate scavenging behavior instead? I like this question. I actually do like this one, John. I do believe that you have something on here. You do have a point right there. Is that basically why were there bite marks on basically some Majungasaurus bones that have been found in the mid 90s? And the mid 90s is when Majungasaurus was actually discovered. And so the question really became is when these bite marks were actually found, some scientists, some paleontologists actually were kind of debating whether or not what could have actually caused them. You know, what dinosaur would have actually caused these bite marks. And there's some, and they tried to look at like any possible predator could have actually been around, and basically what they found is basically that the teeth of Majungasaurus matched the bite marks on the Majungasaurus bones. It's because it's basically of the space between the teeth, the serrations, and also basically the shape of the teeth. And so, excuse me, and what this actually indicates that probably that Majungasaurus has actually fed on them. But then later on, scientists actually thought like this was a kill. A Majungasaurus killed this Majungasaurus and actually ate this Majungasaurus. But even though I questioned that really quickly, I kind of question that now as like why would you actually say that? Because where can you find other bite marks to actually indicate that this is actually a kill? Like, is there bite marks on the neck? Is there bite marks on the face? Is there anything else that could actually indicate that this was actually a kill? And since the bite marks were actually found on the ribs and the backbones and also on the legs, and so those are really hard places to actually take a bite. You know, because since if a Majungasaurus was trying to bite in the back, it would only get a nibble out of the back, and basically just only penetrate through the skin and flesh. It wouldn't go towards the bone. And so, and I mean, it wouldn't surprise me that probably a Majungasaurus could actually bite the leg. But even though if they were like on the back side of the leg, basically the flanks, then I would say yes, this was actually a kill. Because since if he actually attacked the flanks of an animal, it would actually weaken the animal. It would bleed to death though too. But if you go for the neck, that's an easier kill, and so that would actually make the animal bleed to death, and then basically you have your meal. But I would actually say that probably maybe this Majungasaurus actually produced those bite marks was probably found this Majungasaurus. It probably died of maybe natural causes, or otherwise disease, or otherwise maybe it was actually killed by its own prey, maybe like a sauropod or something like that. You know, that's always a question, but we still don't know what probably would have happened. But even though scavenging behavior, that could possibly be an indication of those bite marks. I mean, because since predatory animals do tend to actually find anything that is actually lying around in their territory. But since Majungasaurus was the top predator during that time, it wouldn't surprise me they actually went out of its territory into other Majungasaurus territory and found the one that is actually inherited the territory that it actually invaded, but is actually dead. You know, that wouldn't surprise me. But also, it would actually, I mean, it still wouldn't surprise me. It was actually still a kill. But even though I would say it's hard to actually believe that killing your own species for food is to actually make it into food is actually kind of almost ridiculous in a way. Because I mean, do you see lions killing each other all the time with a lack of available food? No, you would actually see them kill each other at sometimes with massive injury, but it wouldn't actually. They wouldn't actually eat the meat. It would only hyenas and probably vultures would actually go after the meat, but that would be it. I would say smaller animals would have actually. Able to kill. Would actually be able to kill their. Would actually be able to eat the other meat of eat the meat of the predator. You know, but even though predator meat is actually usually that most other predators don't go after. It's just because they feel like it's not worth it. It's because they feel like that it's the meat is gonna the flesh is gonna taste very differently, and also it actually is actually gonna be very different. It would probably be tougher, and also would actually be not. I mean, it would still be nutritious in terms of protein, but even though it would actually be very different kind of protein, so it would actually have a very different feel for it. And so, but even though I would say you might be onto something there. Scavenging behavior, why not? You know, that would actually give the indication of those bite marks. It would not surprise me at all, and these bite marks are not healed, so that actually shows that these were bites that actually happened after death. So that would actually be indication that this is actually just probably a scavenging or otherwise feeding behavior. But even though this actually is feeding behavior, we still don't know if it is scavenging or not. So just need to. I mean, it's still difficult to find out how some dinosaurs died. You know, like for herbivores. I mean, we still don't know if those herbivores were actually killed by predators or were they just killed by natural causes or disease, drought, you know, all those kinds of things. Anything's possible, you know, for how dinosaurs died, especially every species of dinosaur that has actually been found. So it would be very interesting to find out if we can advance our thinking into how some dinosaurs probably died. But even though it's still very difficult, and I would probably indicate that you would be right there. It's still 50-50 for some paleontologists to say if this was actually just actual cannibalism, basically kill and actually eat it, or otherwise it's just cannibalism just by scavenging. I would say that this is actually just. I would probably lean towards scavenging because I don't see any evidence to support of a kill. So it would actually. I would like to see if there were any bite marks on the neck vertebrae, because that would actually be a really good indicator of if this was actually a kill. So that would actually be the nail in the coffin for me to actually say that yes, this was a horrific scene that actually has happened in the realm of dinosaurs. But I mean, hey, Tyrannosaurus rex bones have been found with some bite marks from other Tyrannosaurus rexes that have basically been bitten in half. But even though that could still be scavenging, so we still don't know what some causes of death of certain dinosaurs. But hey, I like your idea. I really like your idea. All right, that's it for now. And next week will actually be a special episode. So I'll post a link of prehistoric mammal names and also dinosaur names. So if you let me know what kind of dinosaurs you want me to talk, dinosaurs or any other prehistoric animals that you want me to talk about. And I mainly do vertebrates. I only do vertebrates. That's my kind of animals to study. And also, you can send me questions anytime by emailing me at dinocris71@gmail.com, or otherwise you can post the questions in the comments section. I'm in the Facebook page, Prehistoric Facts with Dino Chris. Put your questions in the comments section, and I can actually read it on my phone, and I can actually see the questions where it comes from. And you can also follow me on Twitter with @CSGRALL. That's my Twitter page. I do post cool stuff on there, so hopefully hopefully like the Facebook page and follow me on Twitter if you can. And also take care of the people around you. And also for younger people out there, make sure to listen to your parents, your teachers, and your guardians. Those are the best motivation you can have for a good education. It's very important to have a good education. With a good education, you get a good job in the future. Alright, that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next week.